and it's the day all these things will start working for you. Wangui, what would you do if you stopped eating tomatoes? Wangui, what would you do if you keep attracting married men? But if you've been in this class and you keep retaking this class, very outside of it, guys, you love men too much. Maybe that because our millennial brothers. Girl. Wangui, what would you do if you happened to be a stepmom? That man, oh my god, he has wronged you 1,000,000 times. What potential are we talking about? What potential? Get back with your ex of 2 years ago. Wangui, what would you do if you wanted a flat tummy? A constipation that will hit you. you guys and pregnancy, and time is running out. Time is running out to where? When you go out, interrupting, you're having fun. Insecure ass nigga. If a boundary doesn't have a consequence, what are you doing, honey? Hey man, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to yet another video. This time we're having a nice cozy sweet sit down video. As you guys can see, I'm just cozy in my house, lights are on, the vibes are vibing, the mood is mooding. Anyway guys, welcome to today's video. I hope you enjoy it, and if you do, you make sure you do what? You give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the membership. Join the membership. The girlies over there are eating some good food and tea. So yeah, so you guys can join the membership. I have been posting now, so you know you're gonna get to know me better over there, get some exclusive content, just good vibes. And by the way, if you haven't already ordered our gratitude journal, I don't know what you're waiting for, because we're here just being grateful and things are working for us because we're gratitude journaling often. Click the link down in the description box to join the membership and get your gratitude journal. Okay, so I asked my buns over on Instagram, and this is why I tell you guys, follow me on Instagram, because you miss the tea. Because if you're just here, you will miss the tea. On Instagram, it's easy to keep up with me, keep up with the things that I'm doing, the things we're talking about. So I asked the buns on Instagram to share with me a what would you do tag. So I shared that and I asked them to send in their dilemmas, their questions, things they're struggling with, and we can have a nice little chat. I've done 2 of this before and you guys seemed to like it, so yeah, here's another one. Let's get into it. Before we get into it, I know I'm looking super cute. My lipstick is Joanna K Cosmetics. Is it Fearless or Basically? I always confuse the two, but it's such a deep chocolate brown. Love it for my face, love it for my aesthetic. It's perfect, okay? And it's matte and doesn't dry out my lips. Thanks. Oh, child. Okay, let's get to the archive. I might have to take some screenshots because, hey, I don't want to keep coming back to this. Ooh! The buns on Instagram said we are asking you everything, so we're gonna be here sat for a long time. I have my water refilled. Let me show you guys. I have my warm water and I have my warm cup of tea. What a lovely mug. Got it from China Square. I don't know if you will find it because we just left 4 there, but yeah. So I have my tea. Grab your popcorn, get your tea, your glass of wine, whatever you like. Let's get into it. Okay, let's get into it. Wangui, what would you do if you have really toxic cousins, consistently jealous, and your #1 critics? Do we have some time? Because I have some tea. Well, this and more tea. But yeah, girl, I relate. 100% relate. I've been there. And if they're watching this, guys, you really did me dirty, but it is what it is. I healed from it and I continue to create. Anyway guys, let me get serious. Let me get serious and answer this ban. So what would you do if you had really toxic cousins? #1, are they putting food on your table? Probably not. Are they really impactful in your life in a positive way? Probably not. #3, are they good for your mental health? Probably not. So what do? You set boundaries. For me, I think that would work love them from a distance, stay away from them if you have to, and if you have to interact, keep it minimal, keep it cordial, don't engage too much, live your life, separate your life from their lives, and you will be okay. You will be okay. And that's the medicine for everyone toxic. If you can't do away with them, set your boundaries and be firm with them, and make sure your boundaries have what? Consequences. That's important. If a boundary doesn't have a consequence, what are you doing, honey? What are you doing? You know? Yeah, make sure every boundary you set has a consequence. So if you have toxic cousins, what do? You set boundaries and love them from a distance, okay? Wangui, what would you do if you were working in a refugee camp, extremely remote, hostile, but scared of being jobless if you quit? Oh, child. These jobs are not made for the girly girls. They are not made for the girls at all. Sometimes I just feel like some careers, man, they were not made for us. But again, we have to do what we have to do to put food on the table. So if I was working in a refugee camp and it was extremely remote and hostile, but I was scared of being jobless, I think I would take steps to getting another job, even if it took too long, because again, we understand it's not easy to get a job in this our country. I would still put my best foot forward in finding another job that would be more favorable and more aligned with me as a woman. So yeah, I think that's the only solution. Stay at the job, because again, you don't want to be jobless and, you know, depressed. But again, you need to put your best foot forward, look for another job, probably start a business, side hustle, something, just to get yourself out of that hostile environment. Wangui, what would you do if you got pregnant at 25 with no partner support, no stable income for yourself? At 25, what was going on when I was 25? I think I had just started creating content. Man, gosh, I was a baby. 25 was a baby. Well, now you're pregnant. I think the decision to keep your baby or not keep your baby is with you. I can't tell you to keep or not. I think that's for you to decide. But what I would do myself at 25, man, no partner support and no income for myself, I think the first course of action would be to find a job, find an income, find something to do, because again, a baby is coming, the baby needs food, the baby needs milk and all of those supplies. So yeah, like there's no way around some things, to be honest. You just have to pick yourself up and do something. And in this case, it's find yourself some income, a job, a business, side hustle, something to do, offer a service that you have, monetize a skill that you have, so that, you know, you have something for your baby. But again, I also feel like, guys, and this is something I feel like we should have been taught in school, we should have been taught energy work, we should have been taught the attraction theory, we should have been taught all these things that happen that we really downplay but are really, really important. And that is what we believe we can get versus what we need to do. I don't know if you guys are getting my point, but yeah, there's a whole theory on the belief system and the things that you know for sure you can get when you believe in yourself a certain way. And I feel like this is where we struggle, I included. This is where we struggle, and these are the things that hold us back a lot. So even when you find yourself pregnant at 25, I think most of the work starts with your mindset. Do you believe you can actually take care of this child? Because if you do, then everything else will align, and make sure you do take care of this child. So while you work on your mindset, which I believe is not easy, especially with all the feelings that come with being pregnant, and of course, you know, you not having an income, I feel like you first have to work on your mindset, get an income, and hopefully things work out for you. I need some water. Ooh-wee. Hey, we're starting heavy, guys. Ooh-wee. Wangui, what would you advise a 22-year-old final year actuarial science student who's looking for a hustle? First of all, at 22, when you're still in university, I feel like there isn't much to do other than concentrate on your studies. But again, in this era of technology, I also feel like you could monetize some things that you know. So what do you know? What skill do you have? What have you taught yourself? What has your education taught yourself along the way that you can start to monetize? I think that's usually like the first thing I ask someone who is looking for a side hustle. Like, what do you know that other people don't know and are looking for that service? Do you know how to take pictures? Maybe start a photography page. Do you know how to write music? Write the music and, you know, start singing, you know. Do you know how to write? Then Google how to become a writer and be paid for it, you know. I feel like if you have a skill, and I feel like everybody has a skill they can sell, as long as you've gone through education, you do have a skill that you can package to monetize. Okay, so for you, baby girl, 22-year-old actuarial science student, what skill do you have that you feel you can offer other people? Start there. Start there, and also look at your interests. What are you interested in? What do you spend most of your time doing? You know, Wangui, what would you do if your parent is forcing you to take on a toxic job that you previously quit because they insist you're idle? I feel like at some point we have to stop being babies to our parents and be our own individual selves. Even though we love them and we care for them and we trust what they are telling us and we know they want the best for us, sometimes it's good to be like, Mom and Dad, I know you guys really love me, but I want to be my own individual self, and this is not working for me. I am the one who's gonna be working in that job and it's not working for me. So what will I do? I will stay until I find another job, you know. And again, I feel like unfortunately we were raised to please our parents, and that's where people pleasing started. So sometimes it's hard to even articulate that, but you just have to do it. You just have to do it. No one is gonna beat you, and if they beat you, you're gonna be okay. Like, sometimes I usually think until you try something, until you set that boundary, you always think it's wrong and you shouldn't do it. So try it. Try standing up for yourself. And then again, because now the whole point is just having a job, maybe look for another job. Look for another job that you will love, or that will at least be more favorable than your last toxic job, and you will be fine. You will be fine. Wangui, what would you do if you wanted a flat tummy? Guys, you're asking the person without a flat tummy because you know she would have some tips, or what? You guys just make me really happy. You make me really happy, but I know what you would do. Let me drink my water because this is one of the solutions. Drinking water is one of the ways you can get a flat tummy, because guess what? Your body holds on to water weight because you're not giving it enough water. And it needs water for the systems to run. So drink enough water, otherwise your body will just be puffy and full because it doesn't have water. So yeah, drink water. That's one of the things. Again, when you have a lot of water in your tummy, you tend to eat less, and that's why I'm always walking around with a tumbler. But anyway, guys, that's a useful tip, by the way. But I would say, of course, mind your eating habits, and this is where we all go wrong, all of us, me included. We eat everything and anything, and of course the first place to pack on fat will always be your tummy. It will always be your tummy. So yeah, let's eat healthy. Eat your fiber. Let me tell you guys, I used to be someone who used to talk about your protein, which is amazing because I have really amazing muscles, by the way. Thanks, because I eat a lot of protein. That's nice. But there's something they didn't tell us. While you're eating your protein, add on some fiber. Add on some fiber. Let me tell you, I still do kinda, but I have to do it. I hated legumes. I hated the beans, the jahe, the dengu, the kamande. I hated those legumes. I really hated them. But from my research, I learned that they are actually packed with fiber, which is really good for your digestive system. So here I am. I've been eating them, and let me tell you guys, my tummy is becoming flat because bloating where. But again, when you're introducing fiber, start very slowly, because again, your body is not used to digesting such heavy matter, because it's usually like, think of it as like meshed food something. I don't know how to explain it, gosh. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, you have to start with small fiber. Start with like avocado, then do a little oats, then do a little legumes with your food, do your fruit like an apple. Those are packed with fiber and they will really help depuff you because you're digesting everything, you're not holding on to water weight. And then when you're eating all that fiber, you drink a lot of water, because if you don't, let me tell you, the constipation that will hit you. Anyway, let's just say, if you wanted a flat tummy, eat well, be active, have some movement, do some exercises, go outside for a walk, and drink your water, honey. Drink your water. That should be okay. If you have money, go for liposuction. You know, you do what you have to do to get a flat tummy. I feel like we're almost there. We're not even halfway, guys. Wangui, what would you do if you were in a marriage where you don't have peace of mind, but you're not financially stable to walk away? You know what, guys, sometimes I think of myself in such situations. I have been in toxic relationships before, and sometimes I put myself in shoes of people who are there right now, and I don't have an answer for it, because we might easily say, just move back home, just start small, downsize, and go into a bedsitter, you know, start your life again. It's easy to say that, but when you are in that exact situation, it's really, really hard. It's hard because you keep hoping that things will get better. You keep hoping that this partner will do better, but they're not doing better, and they're giving you evidence. So I think for me is create a plan. What I would say is create a plan on how you're going to be financially stable, because by the look of things, financial stability is your top priority when it comes to making the decision to leave this marriage. So create a plan on how you're going to be financially stable. I feel like some things are just direct. Like, you want financial stability to leave a certain place, then you have to do that, whether it means starting a business, whether it means looking for a job. And I know these things are easier said than done, but there's no way around it. You just have to become financially stable for you to feel comfortable to leave this marriage. So get a job, something, okay? All the best, girl. You got this. You got this. Wangui, what would you do if you had all these business ideas in your head, but you didn't have capacity to do any of them? What do you mean by capacity? Is it time, capital, resources? What is it? Effort? I don't know what capacity means to you, but as someone who has been there, as someone who has had several ideas and felt like they were not viable or just kept procrastinating on them, I feel like it's not even a motivation problem. It's the fact that your belief system is working against you. You don't believe you have everything you need to make these things succeed. And let me tell you guys something. There's something that I have been planning all year. Again, the girlies in the membership already know. There's something that I have been planning, and I have gone over and over and over it very many times to look for evidence that it shouldn't happen. But now that I have been really challenging my belief system, I found myself being like, there's nothing stopping me from doing it. There's nothing. Like, I just need to put the idea down and start working on it. So I would say, maybe check your belief system. What is that capacity you're looking for? If it's time, you can create time. If it's money, I think you can plan and save and get a loan, something. If it's effort, this has to be on discipline. You know, you have to be disciplined enough to be like, you know what, I have to do this. I have to do this whether I'm feeling like it or not, you know? Yeah. Wangui, what would you do if your boyfriend keeps calling you ukienda out when you go out, interrupting your having fun? Insecure ass nigga. Guys. Hey man, why would you want to be with such kind of a person? Guys, I love men, but I hate that I love them. But there are things I just can't take. There are things I just can't. Like, why are you like calling me because I'm outside with my girls and I haven't even given you any reason to be insecure? Honestly, for me, I wouldn't even be in such a relationship. I would just end it. Wangui, what would you do if you were in a season of waiting and perseverance and you feel impatient, like God has forgotten you? What would I do if I felt impatient and I've been waiting and persevering? What am I doing while I'm waiting? What am I doing while I'm waiting? I think when we pray to God to give us something, we expect that it's just a straight answer. But sometimes God is taking us on a detour. Sometimes God is challenging us to do things out of our comfort zone. Also, I think as someone who has failed in many things and tried others, failed in others, kept going, stayed consistent, I feel like sometimes we are our own blocks to receiving our blessings, because we know too well we are stuck in the wrong situations, but we stay hoping that these situations will be good for us, and those are the exact things that are blocking your blessing. So look around. How are your friendships? How is your relationship with yourself? How is the relationship you have with the people closest to you? How are you treating yourself? Like, there is no way you're gonna get the big blessing if you can't handle it. And sometimes God is looking at you and thinking, girl, you still need to set those boundaries. I can't bless you before you set those boundaries. And I know it feels hurtful, but you have to do it. I've seen this work in my life very many times. Sometimes I'm even scared of it. I'll actually do a story time on membership of the exact situation where I was stuck in a certain, I don't know if it's friendship, just a certain relationship kind of thing, but I couldn't get, like, things were not moving, things were not showing, I was not attracting nothing, because I couldn't attract those things with that situation going on in my life. So yeah, as much as, yes, I know that feeling of hopelessness and feeling like you've been waiting for so long, I feel like you need to turn the tables and look around and see, just first detach yourself from that negative emotion and start looking at, okay, hold yourself accountable. What have I been doing while I wait? I keep telling God to give me money for this business, but am I actually even reaching out to people who could help me? What am I doing while I wait? Am I even grateful for what I have? Am I? And on that note, grab your gratitude journal. Thanks. And this is the same person who was talking about the boyfriend calling her while she went out. She has another submission. Wangui, what would you do if your boyfriend's mouth smells and has too much saliva? Kissing him is disgusting. Girl, just move on. Just move on, girl. I feel like you already don't like this man. I feel like even some of these things, it's like you're looking for things. You know, it could be true, but like, just move on. You already don't like him, and it's okay. And if these are real situations that his mouth actually smells, find a way to tell him. But for me, like, coupling up with the fact that he's calling me every time I go out, honey, cut the cameras, we're done. Wangui, what would you do if you were almost turning 20 and you're feeling like things aren't moving and time is running out? Time is running out to where? 20? You guys joke too much. Time is running out to where? At 20, time is running out. Me here, almost 32, I usually say life is long. Life is long, because I can't imagine I've lived for 32 years and I have so many more years to come. What do you mean life is short and time is running out? For what? Time for doing what is running out? Guys, you see the whole thing about the belief systems we have? We need to delete them. You need to delete them and be your own individual, and don't follow societal things. There is no time that is running out, and at 20 things are not even supposed to be moving. Things are supposed to just be there. You're just supposed to be there, learning yourself, learning the things that you love, the ones that you don't love. At 20, you shouldn't even be worried about almost everything. Probably just what you're gonna eat, and if you're in school, when you're gonna get to school, and what you need for school. Done. Everything else, be patient with yourself. You have so much time and so many resources to come, so you'll be fine. Okay, girl. Wangui, what would you do if you have been pitching for clients as a writer but you're not getting any? Same, me too. Let me tell you guys, since AI came, the writing industry is just looking like, hey, I don't know, I don't understand. But anyway, well, even though I don't do it religiously because content creation is taking a lot more of my time, I feel like you have to be really strategic with pitching. You have to make sure that the skill they are looking, it's a skill you can offer, it's a skill you are very conversant with. I also feel like the time of pitching, were you pitching to a job that was posted 3 days ago, you probably won't get it. You know, maybe the time you pitch, and then of course people now have shorter attention span, so it should be really quick, like at a glance kind of thing, like max 2 paragraphs. Of course, maybe your pricing is off. It's many things, but I think those could help you a little. Wangui, what would you do if you were entirely stuck in life for 2 years and even lacked motivation to keep trying? There's one thing I learned about that feeling of being stuck. If you're feeling stuck, you're probably holding on to something you shouldn't be holding on to. Yeah, let me repeat it for the buns at the back. If you're feeling stuck, you're probably holding on to something you shouldn't be holding on to, whether that's a relationship, a friend, a job, your old self, your old beliefs, toxic situations. You're probably stuck, and it's actually very self-explanatory. You're stuck as someone who shouldn't be there. You need to get yourself up into another energy, let's call it energy, into another version of yourself so that things can start moving. But if I sat here, guys, and I'm just stuck at what my ex did almost 3 years ago, I'll be clocking 3 years in February of 2026. I will be 3 years single. If I am still stuck at what he did in 2023, do you think I would even meet anybody? Do you think I would even be showing up? I would just be stuck there because I would be holding on to something I shouldn't be holding on to, right? Even a job, even a client, even a friend, very many things. So if you're feeling stuck, I implore you to sit down and ask yourself, what am I holding on to? Because you need to release it, you need to let it go. Whether that's a relationship, a job, whatever it is, you need to let it go. And let me tell you, it doesn't seem like it will work, but it works. It works, I promise you. Go, come back and tell me if it worked. Thanks. Ooh, my background is cute. You guys haven't told me. It's so cute, right? Wangui, what would you do if you got pregnant now? You guys and pregnancy. Do you know how scared I am of do you know, guys, I'm just a teenager. I'm just a teenager, me. Why are we talking about getting pregnant? Yeah, I am not. I'm triggered. This cup is so me though. It's so me with the flowers. But guys, honestly, I don't even think about pregnancy, so I don't even have an answer for this, because why the hell am I getting pregnant? I know my body. I know when I'm fertile. I know when I am not. I have worked to understand my cycle and my body as a woman. Why am I getting pregnant if I don't want to be pregnant? No, I don't have an answer for this, babe, because I'm not getting pregnant if I don't want it. Wangui, what would you do if you're struggling to pour to yourself and it's not that easy? Again, I feel like that feeling of struggling to show up for yourself and putting yourself first is, again, because you're holding on to a version of you or something else. You're holding on to something that you need to release so that you can create space for the things that you're gonna do for yourself. So again, I ask you, sit down with a journal and ask yourself, what am I holding on to? If it's your old version, tell her it's time. Tell her it's time, honey, you gotta go, because we need to head somewhere. And for us to head somewhere, honey, you have to, thank you for bringing me so far, but I have to let you go. I have to let you go. So yeah, if you're struggling to pour into yourself and it's not related to money or a relationship, then it's your self-belief. You don't even believe you need to be pouring into yourself. You're probably still people pleasing. You don't have boundaries. You don't even like yourself. So start with, what is holding me back? What is holding me back? Is it a version of me that needs to go? Is it my parents, siblings? Is it something someone said 23 years ago? You know, start therapy too. Start therapy if you can afford it, okay? Wangui, what would you do if men have taken advantage of you to the point that you hate them so dearly? Why have you let them take advantage of you, honey? As much as, yes, they are trash bags sometimes, why do you let them take advantage of you? You know better. The first time it happened, you saw it. Let's say that first time you didn't know better and you thought everyone is as nice as you are. You saw it, and then you let it happen again and again and again. That's on you, baby girl. That's on you. When it first happened, we would have easily given you a hug and told you welcome to class. But if you've been in this class and you keep retaking this class, then it's on you. It's on you. Set the boundaries. Be straight and forward with your boundaries and consequences. Cut them off if you have to, and heal the part of you that is attracting these kinds of people. Because again, if you cut them off and you're not healing that part of yourself, then you're just gonna repeat the same pattern with another person. So heal yourself. Check if you have daddy issues, mommy issues. All these issues affect the relationships we have with men, and if you know what you need to do, then do it. Set the boundaries. You know, just let them go, and actually embrace your time as a single girl, so that you can heal slowly. You can look back on your life. You can forgive these people. You can forgive yourself for giving them chances that you shouldn't have given them. Forgive your dad, forgive your mom, forgive everyone that has hurt you. Okay, good. Wangui, what would you do if you found yourself in your 40s? No spouse, no child, no money, no work. Yani, you're just alive. Number one, no spouse and no child. I wouldn't have an issue with it because I'm comfortable alone as a 32-year-old right now. I'm comfortable alone. Honestly, if they come or not, I'm very okay with it. I would just travel the world, you know, and be a rich auntie. Thanks. But now she says, no spouse, no child, no money, no work. No money, no work. That's where we have an issue. Gosh, I think I would just pick myself up and start somewhere. I don't think it's even about the age. It's about what you're allowing yourself to go through. And as much as I know these things are really hard to do, especially as you've grown older, people have an expectation that your life should have been figured out by now and you need to be thriving in whatever you do. But we don't even have a manual for life. It just shows up the way it shows up. For some of us, it's better. For some of us, it's hard. But I think picking yourself up, starting somewhere will do you good. Start a small hustle, something to get you by. Hello? Wangui, what would you do if you were currently in a job that pays low? Even if you work hard, no appreciation whatsoever. Why are you working hard? Guys, forgive me, I joke too much, but this is how I survive life sometimes, you know. But anyway, honestly, like, honest question, they're paying you low and you're working hard. You need to have a conversation with someone, you know. You need to have a conversation. And if you're feeling like you're not being paid enough, get another job that they will pay you enough. For us, even like for me, even working with brands and businesses and whatever, if I feel like you're not paying me well, I won't start bashing you. I will just go to the person who's paying me well. And sometimes you say no without even a vision of what the others look like. But you trust you're gonna get someone who's gonna see your worth and pay you well. So I feel like, as much as yes, life is beating us, some of these things we're forcing down on ourselves. We're forcing hardship on ourselves. Why are you working hard and you're being paid low, baby girl? I know it's hard finding another job, but that's the hard you don't want to do. You want easy. You want to just wake up and show up at that job that is paying you low, because looking for another one is harder. Yeah, Wangui, what would you do if you were no longer interested in your job and you're always anxious and depressed and you have lost yourself? Again, you're holding on to something that you shouldn't be holding on to. That's why you're stuck. That's why you're anxious. You're anxious because you're looking into the future and the version of you that has left the job. And you're depressed because you're looking at the past version of yourself that took this job. So I would say come back to this present moment. Come back to this present moment. Am I happy in this job? Obviously no. What can I do? That's how you start changing your life, by being present with yourself here. Not 2 months ago you, not 5 years to come you. Here, where am I? What am I doing? How can I do better? What should I do? And if you're depressed, it starts with waking up and drawing your curtains and taking a shower and sitting down and eating breakfast, and then now creating a plan. Even if it will take you 3 months, 4 months to create that plan, you have to do something. You have to do something. And I am not saying this as someone who hasn't struggled with these situations, anxiousness and depression. I have. And I'm giving you practical tips on how it helped. Wake up, do something, move your body. Move your body. You will start to feel like, okay, life isn't all bad. Okay, what can I do? Okay, and when you start moving, things start moving. Things start moving, you know? Yeah, all the best. I am so sorry you're feeling that way, but you have to pick yourself up at some point. Journaling really helps, by the way, because you don't stay with those thoughts in your head. You write them down and you see them on paper and you're like, oh, okay, it wasn't that bad. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I feel lighter. You know, it's like having a conversation with someone, but because you can't always be talking to people, start journaling, you know, start journaling. Wangui, what would you do if you suddenly felt the urge to get back with your ex of 2 years ago for his potential of what you could be? Girl, 2 years, ex, get back. Why are you going back to a version of you that existed 2 years ago? Like, you guys, I need to get a mwiko. I need to get a mwiko because are these buns? Are these people buns? Are you a bun? Seriously, I understand working on yourself isn't the easiest thing to do, but why on earth, God's beautiful, gorgeous earth, would you want to go back to someone that hurt you 2 years ago? Whatever, I don't know if you hurt them or they hurt you, but that season is over. That version of you is over. What potential are we talking about? What potential? Huh? Move on, girl, move on. There's much more in the world, and if you don't believe, you will always be looking back. You will always be looking at the one speck of someone's positive something to convince yourself that they are worth being in your life. Yet the 99% incompatibility goes out of the window. No, there's so much more out in the world that is beautiful. There's much more potential in another person. Work on yourself, work on that limiting belief, and you're gonna be okay. There's no potential there. Even if I don't know them, there's no potential. And here we don't go back to exes. Thanks. Guys, stop making me mad. Gosh, are we gonna finish this today? Hey, Wangui, what would you do if you are struggling with finances and you are a kind of a person who makes silent moves? Why are you making silent moves? Guys, sometimes I take these things quite literally, but okay, I understand you're struggling with finances and you're the kind of person who makes silent moves. Silent moves are not necessarily bad, but they're also not necessarily good, because sometimes the person who would help you is there, but because you're silent, they can't help you. So I think it's a situation where you gauge and see, where you measure and see what is for silent moves and what is for me speaking up. Yeah, and I think if you're struggling with finances, maybe you're way too silent and you need to speak to someone. You need to speak to someone to propel your journey, whether it's in business, whether it's in career, something. You need to speak up. You need to share with people who can hold your vision as well, you know? Yeah, but again, I don't feel like even like the richest people just make silent moves like that. They have community, they have people they talk to, they have people that advise them. So start building yours, you know? Wangui, what would you do if you wanted a car, and how would you settle on the best one? I don't think there's a best and worst car. I think it depends on your budget, your needs, maintenance, yeah, just basically that. Yeah, so I think you would need to evaluate how much money do you have, why do you need the car, and how is its maintenance. If you want to keep maintenance low, good. If you want a Mercedes Benz and you have enough money to maintain it, well and good. So I think this is quite relative. I think it just depends on what you're looking for. It just depends on your needs and the budget you have. But maybe to give you context on, you know, like getting a car, and I mentioned I will do a video, a sit down video once we clock a year, so that I can share from experience. But buying the car is the least of your concerns, guys. Buying is just take the money, give me the car, that's done. Maintenance is where it's at. So you need to understand the brand you have, the type of car you have, where to find the parts. Do you have community around that? Because as for me, I'm really grateful that there is a Peugeot community, like a big community. Like I've never been stranded with that car for anything. If I have a question, we have a group, not one. I think I'm in like 4 groups now. 3. I'm in like 3 groups. My dealer is still very much in contact with me. If I need anything to do with the car, he's there. So yeah, I'll sit down and share my experience having had the car for a year. Sometime late November, early December, I'll share that, and I know the bands will get some info there. But I think for me, what was important is having community around the car I was gonna buy. I didn't want to feel like it's just me and the car and that's it. No, I needed to know that if I need anything, I have somewhere to go and they're gonna help me. And that was a major deciding factor on the car I went for. So maybe that's something we could add to the budget and maintenance, and of course aesthetics, because we're girls, you know. I bought mine purely on aesthetics, but again, I had more things that, you know, made me convinced to buy it. Yeah, so we'll come back to that in a whole video, but yeah, keep those in mind. Wangui, what would you do if you wanted to be a content creator but don't have the capacity to show up daily? 1 minute. Hello, Mafika. Let me collect a package. Hey guys, refill your tea, because hey, it's been a long time and I need to go. But actually, let me, guy, it's almost 3. Nakuja 3 unioshe gari. Sawa, in like 30 minutes. I need baby car washed, because hey honey, she's not looking cute at all. We need to wrap this up, guy, and I still have so many. Yeah, so she asked, Wangui, what would you do if you were a content creator but don't have the capacity to show up daily? Again, you're stuck somewhere, baby girl. You're stuck with a version of yourself that doesn't believe she can show up daily. And at the start, you don't have to show up daily. I feel like because of over consumerism, we tend to think that you have to be creating, you always have to be creating. Let me tell you something, guys, and I don't know if people really talk about this, but like now, me as Wangui, you guys see me show up every week here on YouTube and almost daily on Instagram. What you don't know is that I give myself breaks. For example, today is Saturday and I'm creating this video so that we have a video for next Sunday, which is now when you're watching it. Okay, the reason I'm doing this is because within the week I don't want to be creating for YouTube, because it's gonna be my late loot your face week, and I know I won't be having enough energy to show up. I also won't be feeling like I want to film. So I've prepped way in advance to make sure we have a video on Sunday, but I still get my break. Okay, so I've been creating content, just doing stuff to make sure next week, if I feel like I don't want to create, I'll still have some content to post to keep my page consistent. You know, if I have any pending client work, I can now pull myself up and create that. But for my own, I have planned way in advance. So I think you also need to understand that we're not always creating daily. We give ourselves breaks. We show up when we feel like it's best to show up. When that time comes, we create as much as we can, so that for days that we're not feeling like it, we rest. Okay, so you're gonna be fine. Just stop overthinking it, you know. Wangui, what would you do if you wanted to go back to school but you're too broke? The answer is get the money to go back to school. Give yourself time. Give yourself time, guys. I always say we have the gift of time, and I don't know why we feel like we're always running out of time, but time is there. I know it was ingrained in us that time is running out and you need to be doing stuff. Time is there. If you want to go back to school at 35, 40, it's fine. It's fine. It is very okay, you know. So give yourself time, save up enough, get a hustle, get a business, something to make the money for going back to school. Okay, good. Wangui, what's your take on female friendships and why do they end so badly sometimes? My take on female friendships is that you have to be very intentional with them, because, you know, especially as an adult, because you just have so many things to do. You have to make sure you are setting time apart for your friends. And another thing is, of course, you want to make sure you're loving them according to their love languages. You're showing up for them how they like being showed up for, and not the way you think they want to be showed up for, you know. Why do they end so badly? Lack of communication, assumptions, you know, just not holding it as a relationship that has weight, you know. Ego issues. You feel like I'm not the one to reach out, or it's the other one to reach out. I did this. Like, we just keep track of so many unnecessary things that kill friendships. Yet that man, oh my god, he has wronged you 1,000,000 times, but you keep giving him a chance. But your friend misses your birthday once, you have cut her off. Hey, you know, that's a problem. Let's change the battery and wind this up. So many disruptions, my goodness. I hope we don't have any more. Yeah, so with female friendships, it's a lot about just feeling like we don't hold weight. We just feel like they don't hold weight, yet they are the relationships that really come through for us when we're going through stuff. So I feel like we just need to be more intentional, and that's a challenge, I know, but it is what it is. We just have to show up, just like we show up for the other people in our life, right? Wangui, what would you do if you happened to be a stepmom? I don't know if I would want to be a stepmom. I think I am very keen on dating men without children, because yeah, it's just for personal reasons. I feel like I wouldn't want to date a man with a child. Yeah, and not because I don't love kids or anything, but I don't think I have capacity to be a stepmom. I'm not even sure I want to be a mom, so stepmom is another level, you know. Yeah, so I don't think it would happen even. I don't think it would happen. God. Wangui, what would you do if you got married as a second wife, or your husband married a second wife? It's not happening. Like, by the time they're deciding to get married, me, I'm out. I'm very outside of it. Guys, you love men too much. Love them too much. Wangui, what would you do if you got brands that only want to send you PR but not paid partnerships? I'm stuck there. Then you need to reevaluate how you're showing up to these brands and businesses and package yourself better. You need to see your worth, your value, the time you're spending creating content, and of course look at value for value kind of thing. So is this brand really giving you something that's worth your time? If not, then you need to charge for it and stand by it, because I feel like, as much as yes, PR is good, sometimes it's just clutter. Honestly, I said it, sometimes it's just clutter. So for me, I don't just accept anything. I have to really evaluate if this thing is valuable, and if it's something I see myself using. Is it even something I need? If not, then I'm charging for it. I'll charge for it to market for you, so that I can now curate content with it, and after that I can return it to you or give it away to my audience or something. So it's how you package yourself, it's how you sell yourself, it's how you show them your value that really matters, you know. Yeah, so repackage yourself, think about your quality, think about your time, think about your effort, think about your content style, so many factors. But three things, in our year of the Lord 2025, you have to really be, you need to make money. You need to make money. Wangui, what would you do if you were in your late 20s, no stable career, no relationship, no savings, and you're anxious? Another thing, guys, this whole age thing, I feel like we've put it in our mind so much that by this age, the day you free yourself from that is the day you will start living, and it's the day all these things will start working for you. When you stop saying by 30, by 20, by 25, by this, you know, you're living away from yourself now. And you need to be here. You need to be here, and you need to stop identifying yourself with your age, even though it's something that's given to us. Who even counted years? Who counted years? Who said that 32 looks like this? It's just something for the society and to keep systems working. But you are you right now. You are you right now. And do you like yourself right now, minus the age? Do you? Yeah, so remove all those things, and then once you do, you will stop feeling the pressure of showing up a certain way, and you will start being like, oh, okay, so it wasn't all bad that I am now 30 without a job. Okay, so I'm healthy, I'm okay, I'm happy, I can do this, I can do that, I can try this. Like, just detach from your age, and things will start working out for you. Wangui, what would you do if you had to start your content creation journey from scratch in 2025? What would I do? I would have a consistent routine for creating and for posting that I've kind of always had. I would also stop playing small. I would also work on my fear of being perceived. I had that when I was starting, and I felt like people were just judging me, and they were looking, well, granted I was way younger and it was just the beginning of content creation kind of things. Yeah, I felt like, oh, people are perceiving me, and every time I would meet someone, it would be like, oh, I saw you somewhere, and it would make me feel really bad and embarrassed. So yeah, so I think the first thing would be here, work on my mindset, work on my fear of being seen and being perceived, work on my confidence, perfect my craft, I guess, take classes, learn how to edit, all those things. Some I did, some I didn't, but I think that's what I will do in 2025. Also be very strategic, because you also want to make money from it. Okay, correct. Wangui, what would you do if you tried your best to create your dream life, but everything you do seems not to work because you're not aligned? And when this happens, it's important to pause. It's important to stop trying. And this I have had to do a lot of in 2025 actually, and now I feel like, okay, we're heading somewhere. Sometimes you try so many things that you're so misaligned, you can't even get yourself back home to who you are, you know? So if this is happening to you, I feel like you need a pause. You need to stop. You need to stop doing everything. Give yourself time to be here with yourself, because when you're trying so many things, you're attached to a version of you that exists in the future or probably doesn't even exist. And you need to pause and come back to who you are right now and the things you love. And from there, you're gonna see, oh, that thing I was trying wasn't even aligned with who I am. So yeah, good. Wangui, what would you do if you stopped eating tomatoes? I would have a bad heart. Guys, tomatoes are good for your heart. Honestly, I wouldn't stop. It's actually a generational thing. My paternal grandfather used to be a tomato farmer. My dad used to be a tomato farmer. My maternal grandmother used to sell tomatoes. So for me, I take it as, hey, I found people with tomatoes. Tomatoes are part of us. It is what it is. Even Shalonen loves tomatoes, and she's in our bloodline somewhere. So it's a family thing. Leave us alone with our tomatoes. Thanks. Wangui, how would you spend or budget your money if you were earning approximately 100K per month? Hey, that's quite specific. What are your needs? Honestly, I don't know how I would. Well, Of course, like, take care of your needs. They usually say your living expenses should not be more than 30%. So your rent, electricity, internet, water, such kind should be under 30%. And then save like 10-20% depending on your needs. Again, you see, me of right now, hey, 100k is kidogo small. It's kidogo small with my needs, but rent, electricity, just pay all your bills. Make sure all your bills are under 30. Then make sure your other needs like food, hair, nails, whatever else you take care of is within like 20 to 30, you know. And then the other 50%, then now you can work on savings, investing somewhere, improving yourself somewhere, you know, therapy, you know. Yeah, I think that's how I would do mine. Okay, what would you do if you were dating a man who says he doesn't believe in attending church and also says he can't propose? Do a wedding or pay dowry? Why are you with that man if you want these things? Guys, some things are just so self-explanatory. You don't want these things, yet you're stuck with this person. Just move on. You will find one that will believe in church, will want a wedding, and will pay dowry. Done. We're not even dwelling there, guys. What would you do if you were not sure you are in the right relationship? If it's not hell yes, it's hell no for me. If I am feeling something about something, I am out. I am out. Stop ignoring your instincts. You already feel like it's not the right relationship. Just cut it out. Cut it out. Wangui, what would you do if you want to advance your studies but you're struggling with study routines and consistency? Then fix your routines and build discipline so that you stay consistent. I would say structure your life around what's important to you, and in this case it's studying. So divide your time according to how many things you need to study, where you need to be to study, you know. Yeah, don't stay stuck with a routine that is not working for you. Just structure it nicely to support that one goal. Okay, Wangui, what would you do if your future partner is a Luo man and you are a Kikuyu and you fear your family will not accept easily? Guys, like, are they opposed to it? If not, have you guys ever had such a conversation? If not, have the conversation. Ask them if it's something that was said by your grandparents, your great grandparents, that you shouldn't intermarry or something, then have the conversation. Have the conversation, guys. Just talk about it and see if they are open to it. Well and good. If not, then seek to understand why. Be curious, get to know why. If it's serious stuff like those generational things, then just leave it alone. But if it's just their own preference, then tell them you're big enough and you can marry who you want to marry. Some things are just conversations, guys. Wangui, what would you do if you run out of time on collecting uncollectible? What is that? Again, guys, there's no running out of time. There's no running out of time. Things will always just align. Like when you lose something, you've lost something. And you've lost something so that you can gain something in the future. There's no one single experience in your life that wasn't meant to happen. The bad, the good, the ugly, the beautiful, all of them were meant to happen so that they can take you somewhere. So the quicker you learn that lesson, the easier your life will be and the less anxious you're gonna be, because you feel like, okay, someone didn't want me because God was protecting me. I lost that client because God wanted me to have another one. Like, it's so easy when you train your mind to just be present and just understand that everything happens for a reason. Yeah, even though the reason hurts, even though those things are just hard to navigate and process, it's okay. It's okay. Wangui, what would you do if you've been hunting for a job for a year and now started a business and it didn't work out? I think I would seek advice, number one, regarding my career, on someone I feel like would be able to help me understand why I am not landing a job, maybe some career coaching, some course, something to help me with that. As far as business, same thing, like find a mentor, find someone who can help you get clear on your vision and what you're doing. And these people are actually even like more than willing to share, even online, connect with people, have community around what you're working towards. And I feel like as long as you have support, things just tend to work out somehow. Even if it takes a long time, they tend to work out. Okay, Wangui, what would you do if you were starting content creation, shooting? Tips on phone camera settings, lighting, quick tips. Sit by a window like me right now. This is my window. Number two, learn on YouTube. YouTube has so many tips on the type of phone you have. Like for me, I have an iPhone 15 Pro, and I learned so much about taking pictures with it, using, you know, taking videos with it on YouTube. I didn't need to practice. I just went on YouTube, searched. Even for this camera that I use for YouTube, I just went on YouTube, put in my exact model, and it gave me tips. But basically, lighting, you can use natural light, which is what I use most of the time. You can get a ring light. Okay, last one. Let me just push this so that we're done with everything. I didn't want to feel like the bands left me all these and then I didn't answer them, you know. I'm a little over people pleaser, small, but it is what it is. Okay, what would you do if you were not a content creator? I would probably still be a content writer. Again, that's a content creator. Okay, let's go back. I would probably still be stuck in my public health career that lasted for a year. Yeah, I think I would just be doing that. I don't know what version of me that would be, because it's not this one, but it is what it is. I would still be stuck at what I learned. Maybe I would have become an entrepreneur. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's been so long. I don't know what I would have morphed into. Wangui, what would you do if you keep attracting married men? Hi. Hello. Why are you attracting married men? That is a question for you. Why? What do you have that keeps attracting them to you and you keep attracting them? What is it? What haven't you worked through that makes you attractive to them? Anyway, guys, men are just men. Men are just men. Married, single, divorced, everything. Men are just men. Sometimes it's the way you present yourself. Sometimes it's your desperation. And you know, married men are very easy to look for solutions, and they love the easy way out. So again, there's that. So are you just being so lenient on men? You know, ask yourself those questions. Wangui, what would you do if you are 33 and you fell in love with a 25-year-old guy? Girl, have fun, enjoy. I don't have a problem with people. I don't have a problem with people dating younger guys, as long as you're having fun and you're enjoying it, baby girl. Just go do you. Go do you. Also, I feel like this generation of 25 to 30-year-old men is a lot better than the 35 to 40-year-olds. Can't beat me. Can't beat me. The younger ones, there's something. I don't know if it's because they're so open to therapy and mental health and working on their traumas. I don't know. Maybe that, because our millennial brothers, hey girl, they're not doing well at all. At all. And some of them are your husbands. This one is telling me she would buy a Nissan Note if she had 1 million. See, that's okay, Ama. See, that's okay, Ama. It's okay. I think I'm done, actually. I don't know what made me think I had so many more to go, but I think I've answered almost everyone, and some of them were kind of repetitive, so I'm sure you guys got you know, perspective on those. But anyway, guys, that is all. I love to yap, and thank you for giving me a reason to yap. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching till this end. If you got to this end, leave me the pink heart with the stars. The pink heart with the stars in the comments, okay, if you got to this point of this video. But again, it was amazing to do this, and I'm really happy that you guys keep coming back every week to watch my content. I love you all so much. I'm gonna marry you. Thanks. But anyway, let me go. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next Sunday. Bye.